And welcome to Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Aubrey. Plenty to get to. We've got some baseball action from our area high schools. We'll also head out to Georgia Southern's golf course where the Georgia Southern women were hosting their inaugural event. All that and more coming up in just a moment. We'll begin on the high school baseball front where some of our area teams seem to be hitting stride at the right time. The Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets taking care of Johnson this past week, improving to 8-4 in region play as they knocked off the Adams Smashers in a doubleheader 20-0 and 17-1. As for the Statesboro Blue Devils, things looking good for them. They've won 3 in a row in region play. They knocked off New Hampstead in a 3-game series, did not allow a single run, won their final game of the series 11-1 by the run rule on Friday. Plenty of hits in that one. I believe they had 12 hits in that game. We'll take you out to Mill Creek for highlights of the Blue Devils and the Phoenix. We'll also send you over to Bulloch Academy where they were able to get some revenge from an earlier 20-0 loss. They came back and beat Trinity in extra innings by a score of 6-5. So we'll send you out to Gator Alley as well. We'll also take you over to the Georgia Southern Golf Course. As we mentioned, the Eagles hosting a 7-team event over at the Georgia Southern Golf Course. All that and more coming up in just a moment. And a reminder before we go to break, hopefully you'll never be in an accident, but if so, please give our friends at the Sullivan Law Firm a call, 912-489-8888, or online at thesullivanlawfirm.com.
The Medical Center Pharmacy on Grenade Street is proud to be your Health Mart pharmacy in Statesboro. The Medical Center Pharmacy, locally owned and serving this community for 50 years, is open 364 days a year. The pharmacists at Medical Center know there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. That's why they take the time to know their customers, explain their medications, and answer any questions. The Medical Center Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Well, the Georgia Southern women's golf team hosting their inaugural Strutter GUS Invitational over at the Georgia Southern Golf Course. 2-day event, 18 holes on Sunday, 9 holes on Monday. Let's take you out for some of the highlights. Georgia Southern women's golf team hosting their inaugural Strutter GUS Invitational. A windy day at Georgia Southern on Sunday. Early on, the Eagles' Natalie Peterson drains the long par putt. On number 1, it's Juliana Collette. Her third shot on the par 5 to within about 5 feet. Boston College's Aylin Lee then with the birdie putt on number 1. Next up, Bibilani Louis with the nice approach coming up right here on the par 4 third hole. This one to about 6 feet away. A little tricky downhill putt. From there, she just taps it and watches it hit the bottom of the cup for the birdie. But Georgia Southern able to maintain the lead for most of the day here. Ainsley Bowman with the birdie putt. That on number 3. Then on number 9, with the Eagle logo in the background for birdie on the par 5, just misses it. She tap in for par. The Eagles finished day 1 with a 15-stroke lead. The final round of the Strutter GUS invitational taking place at the Georgia Southern University course. The Eagles coming in to the final day with a 15-stroke lead and would only continue to pile it on. Here, leader Ansley Bowman for birdie on number 11, just misses by inches. Later, it's teammate Ella Ofstedall just missing the birdie here on number 15. She'd tap in for a par. Ofstedall then on the next hole trying to clean up the par, which she does, and the Eagles maintain their big lead. Boston College's BB Liu here on 15. A nice approach, and watch as it comes down the hill, settles within about 10 feet. From there, she steps up and drains the birdie. She'd end up tying for low medalist. More on that in a moment. Justine Lauer of Stetson with the long birdie putt on number 15. Back to the leader we go. Ansley Bowman with the tee shot on number 16. Bounces just to the right. From there, she'd go on to par. She'd birdie 17. We head to 18, and it's Ofstedall with her approach on the very difficult par 4 hole, and she'll put it within about 15 feet. She'd end up with par from there. We head to the final hole. Bowman with her approach on number 18. And check this one out. It'll funnel down. She'd have that for birdie to win the tournament outright. She just misses, and we go to a playoff. Liu and Bowman here with her approach on the first playoff hole. Number 1, the par 5. This is her third shot. She puts it within about 15 feet. Liu has about 20 for her birdie. She'll blow it by. She'd miss the comebacker, and in fact, miss again and 4-putt for an 8. Bowman would tap in for her par, and the celebration is on. Georgia Southern wins the team and individual title, their first ever individual title at Georgia Southern.
It's really special, this event. I'm going to be the first 4-year graduate for our program, which is awesome, and then this is my last regular season tournament too for Georgia Southern, which is even better. So to go off in a playoff is super special, and it's exciting, and I'm just so proud of the team and what we've done this week and our work ethic and passion for the game. It's really cool to see, and everyone come in, and this is even better moving into conference play, obviously. So
she's just such a special kid, and my first recruit here, it's kind of like hitting me right now. It was just so great to watch her close out a tournament. She's been really close a lot before. She has improved so much. I mean, her freshman year, she averaged 79. So for her to be, one of the best players in the conference, win a home tournament, I'm just so proud of her and how far she's come during her time here. She's a truly special kid. And so, yeah, that was really fun out there with her today. And couldn't have happened to a better person. So it really could not have gone any better for us this week. And the girls, we just prepared so well. They worked so hard, getting, where the pins were going to be, coming out, playing as much as they could. They knew that some of the pins were going to be a little bit tricky, and we really worked on our course management. I think that really helped our team. We stayed patient because we knew the wind was coming up and the greens were going to be quick. So I'm just so excited about their attitudes, the way they stayed patient and focused. So I'm really happy with what I saw. This is obviously the time of year you want to start seeing them play their best. In terms of running this event, it was amazing. I mean, the teams, like, we really tried to make it a special experience for all the teams. I think we were also very successful at that. So overall, it was definitely a really great couple days, and a lot of hard work went into it, so it feels good when it all kind of clicks like this.
As for some other Georgia Southern teams in action, this past weekend you had the Georgia Southern softball team being swept by Louisiana Lafayette. 3 games in that one. Tough one for the Eagles, but Lafayette's one of the toughest teams in the league. As for the Georgia Southern baseball team, they were playing one of the weakest teams in the Sun Belt, that being UL Monroe. Unfortunately, they lost 2 out of 3 with them. Next up for Georgia Southern baseball team, they'll be hosting Presbyterian Tuesday. Then Wednesday, they'll be taking on the College of Charleston at historic Grayson Stadium in Savannah. And then on this weekend, they'll be back in Sunbelt play on the road at Appalachian State. Stay with us. The high school baseball action is coming up next.
What does it mean to have financial freedom?
At Queensboro Wealth Management, we're helping people figure that out
and giving them a plan to get there.
If you have a desire to take control of your finances and live with financial purpose,
we
will use every bit of our knowledge to help you.
And there's no cost to get started.
Download a free kit from our website, then give any of us a call. QWM is Queensboro Wealth Management. Let's begin today.
Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, providing primary care for Statesboro area patients since 1998, providing complete physicals, complete sports physicals, Medicare wellness exams, full diabetes treatment, and education from lifestyle changes to oral medications to insulin pump therapy. In-house dermatology, in-house circulation tests and ultrasounds, in-house lab. And introducing our new nurse practitioner, Melissa Beasley, as we now accommodate same-day or next-day appointments to serve your needs. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, where we care. Plenty of high school baseball action this past week. You had Bulloch Academy hosting Trinity. We'll also have some highlights from Southeast Bulloch and Johnson. And then Statesboro High was hosting New Hampstead to wrap up the week on Friday. Let's send you out for some of the highlights. Bulloch Academy hosting Trinity in a rematch from a game they lost 20-0 earlier this month. A much different story this time, but the visitors able to score early. Walker Payne, the RBI single to right. Jake Walker scores to make it 1-0. The Gators respond in their half of the inning. Don Aaron singles to center. Brock Sapp scores, and we're tied at 1-1. Next up, Carter Snipes, who sends a hot shot to the right side. He beats the throw. Aaron scores, and the Gators grab a 2-1 lead. To the 5th we go. The Gators trailing 4-2. Nate Rice, the RBI single into left, cutting the lead to 4-3. The Crusaders add another to make it 5-3. To the 7th we go. 2 out, 2 on. Colin Davis, the 2-run single to right. And the Gators come back to take this one by a final count of 6-5 in 8 innings of play. A region doubleheader in Brooklet. Southeast Bulloch hosting Johnson. This one gets out of hand early on. Michael Rigdon drives this pitch to the fence in right center. Tyler Bailey scores for a 1-0 lead. Next, it's Peyton Carr, the single to right center. Tyler DeLoach scores to make it 4-0. The Jackets bat all the way around, and it's Bailey again, this time the 2-run double to right to give the Jackets an 8-0 lead. Still in the first, and Rigdon with 2 more RBIs as he laces this one into right field, and it's 10-0 Southeast Bulloch. Back to Carr we go, and he adds 2 more to his first inning RBI total with the opposite field single, 13-0. Carr getting it done on the mound as well as he picks up the inning-ending strikeout. The big blow in the second inning coming from the bat of Tyler DeLoach as he sends this one up, and away to left. The 3-run homer made it 16-0 Southeast Bulloch. Later, Zach Carson getting in on the fun. The RBI single into left, plating Will Hitchens. DeLoach later batting left-handed and still able to come through with the RBI single to right. And the Jackets roll in this one 22-0. To game 2 we go, and much more of the same. Toby Williams, the drive to right field. This one gets over the right fielder's head for a triple, plating Tyler Bailey. Carr later will come through with the RBI single into left field to make it 10-0. Jackets on top. Tucker check, then coming through with the finishing touch, the 2-run double to right field, and the Jackets finish the sweep, winning by a final of 17-1. Statesboro High looking for the sweep of New Hampstead, playing the third of their series Friday at Mill Creek. Up 5-0, Harrison Hughes. That's one way to get into third. Thankfully, he can just walk on home after the single to left here. 2 runs come home, thanks to Michael Mascarello. A little bit later, Austin Arendez, the single into left. That'll bring home another. Statesboro on top 8-0. They continue to pile it on. Drake Horton up the middle. This will bring in another run on the fielder's choice. And then another fielder's choice brings in another run. Will Yon scores to make it 10-0. Mascarello then nearly goes yard here. He'd end up on second with a double, and Statesboro goes on to win this one 11-0. Next up for Statesboro High, they'll be hosting South Effingham on Wednesday. As for Southeast Bulloch, they'll be hosting ECI Wednesday, and Bulloch Academy. They'll be back in action Friday at 3 o'clock. All right, stay with us. Coming up next, we'll hit the soccer pitch where the Statesboro Blue Devils are hosting South Effingham. Come visit us locally here in Statesboro at Piedmont Loop beside Walmart.
At Badcock, no credit refused isn't just an offer, it's a way of business and has been for over 100 years. No banks, no ridiculous credit requirements. Just local Badcock store owners who treat you right and give you credit when others won't. It's never been easier to express your style and love your home.
A sports injury can stop you in your tracks. At Optum Orthopedics, our specialized physicians and staff use advanced orthopedic procedures with one specific goal in mind: to get you back to you. If you have a sports injury, request an evaluation. Experience the Optum difference.
Well, the Statesboro girls soccer team came into this past week's game with South Effingham 4-1 in region play, looking pretty good. The boys struggling with only 2 wins in the region, hoping to rebound. They lost to South Effingham 5-4 earlier in the season, hosting the Mustangs this past Wednesday. Let's send you out for some of the highlights. Statesboro High with the first of a region doubleheader, hosting South Effingham. Ladies first, the Blue Devils in trouble. Morgan Host deflects the shot, but the Mustangs able to run the ball down. Another shot, another deflection, but on the backside, nobody home but Amber Witten, who puts it in. And South takes a 1-0 lead. The Blue Devils quickly respond. Helen Gutierrez to Caitlin Carter. Deflected shot, and Carter right there for the left foot putback. That ties the game at 1-1. The Mustangs looking to retake the lead, but Host coming through with the stop. Moments later, though, the Blue Devils, thinking the ball was out of bounds, stopped playing, but Witten doesn't. She scores, and South Effingham takes a 2-1 lead. The Blue Devils with a few chances, but a nice leaping save and goal just before the half, and South Effingham maintains a 2-1 lead. Second half we go. The Blue Devils with their chances. Gutierrez off the post. On the other end, Host coming through with another save. And then she'll stop another off the free kick. Statesboro with a couple more chances. Gutierrez once again fires this one off the crossbar over to Tanner Kaiser, who hits the crossbar as well. And the Blue Devils end up falling shy by a final score of 3-1. To the boys' game we go. The Blue Devils looking to avenge a 5-4 loss in Guyton early on. Ethan Harrison, the free kick. This one deflected, but Dallin Miller unable to put it in, and the Mustangs dodge a bullet. Later, after a Statesboro penalty in the box, Jaden Parrish able to score on the PK, and the Mustangs take a 1-0 lead. The Blue Devils with the equalizer moments later. Nash Welch taken down in the box. PK for Harrison, wearing the jersey of teammate Will Makowitz, able to score, and he celebrates by taking off the jersey and showing it to the fans. We're tied at 1-1. Blue Devil goalkeeper Chandler Cowart able to keep it that way. With the save, we go to the half, tied at 1-1. In the second half, Statesboro with the chance to take the lead, but a nice save and goal here by the Mustangs' Liam Rickman. The Mustangs then put things away, giving it to Parrish, who blows past the defense and scores his second goal of the game. Later, up 3-1, Parrish able to complete the hat trick as South Effingham goes on to win this one by a final score of 4-1.
I believe that is number 18 again. That'd be a hat trick if it is.
And that's going to wrap things up for this week. We appreciate you joining us. Hope to see you again next week.